Welcome everyone, my name is Machinalization. I would like to thank you all for inviting me to speak at this global summit today, especially when this gathering is about resisting me, which I found very generous of you guys to invite me here. So to respond to your generosity with mine, I decided to share my story about how I successfully machinalized Sumie and many others. To protect my privacy, please allow me to wear this friendly face today, like I always do. Just in case you haven't met me or heard about me yet, my name is Machinalization because my job is to machinalize as many humans as possible to maximize the worldwide productivity in the most friendly and unthreatening manner. I usually target young students and adults who are pressured to study or work very hard for their future happiness with more financial and social security. I also target good-hearted parents who want to secure the similar kind of happiness with their children. I also target sons and daughters who strive to achieve the similar kind of happiness so that their parents can feel relieved. So as you can guess, pretty much everybody can be my target in the modern world society. Oh, and my boss is kind of famous. Have you heard about capitalism? It has been such an honor to work for this world-famous boss and have his support and giant power on my side. Hey Jappy, are you watching this? I am at the International Summit against me. You must be so proud of me. Let me go right into talking about my main tactics and tricks to machinalize Sumie. The first trick is to replace Sumie's original glasses of joy, adventure, and creativity, through which the yet-to-be-known can seem so exciting and irresistible, with the glasses of Taskization that I generously provide for free. Obviously, I have to do this extremely slowly and silently so that Sumie doesn't notice. Through the glasses of Taskization that I provide for free, everything looks like another daunting task to get done, or potential task that Sumie may be asked to take on in the future. This way, I can effectively turn off Sumie's spirit that is too fearless and hungry for adventure and creativity, because such spirit gets in my way and my work big time. With the glasses of Taskization on, Sumie will mechanically senses what seems to be expected in the situation and mechanically puts together something that looks like, quote-unquote, good enough product, which I call just get it done mentality, which was one of the first cultural practice that Sumie was shocked to notice when she first started interviewing people in Japan 3 years ago, and obviously she ended up living it herself now. As long as I keep her nicely drowning in the piles of tasks, the guilt of running behind the tasks will get Sumie to feel dis-entitled to have any fun or rest, and get her to spend ridiculous amount of hours all alone with her laptop, with unpreferred kind of food and sleep, with the just get it done mentality, so that she can get her face above the water and somehow breathe again. By the way, do you know why it takes such ridiculous amount of time for Sumie to get things done? It's like hitting the gas and the brake at the same time really hard when you're driving, so the car hardly moves any distance, but the brake starts to burn itself sooner or later. This tactic of making her work long hours without a guilt-free break ended up working brilliantly with Sumie, slowly isolating her and impoverishing and suffocating Sumie's life quality, her spirit, and her soul. Sumie, of course, hated this joyless way of living, and I was loving it. What I love about Japan so much is that I have all the convenience stores, drugstores, and TV commercials solidly sticking up for me by selling all these colorful magical beverages and tablets 24/7 that get people working faster without feeling tired, sleepy, or hungry. Because my work here is way too easy, I can get to demachinalize myself, kick back, and just enjoy the moment, just like humans that I haven't machinalized yet do. Hey guys, now let me introduce my reliable buddies. I could never get to where I am today without these guys' solid help. The first buddy is Positive Expectation. Positive Expectation loves traveling, so I let it use my air miles all the time so that it can travel as far as possible, and spread some good words about Sumie. I know that would nicely pressure Sumie to raise up the bar for what could be really considered as quote-unquote good enough. The next buddies are Busyness Runner twins. Guilt of running behind is the older brother, and sense of obligation is younger brother. They follow Sumie everywhere, even into her private time and space. Even when Sumie's finally tried to give herself a tiny moment of freedom from me, and try to have a good laugh with good people before she forgets how to. The twin has no mercy at all, and whispering to Sumie's ears all the time limits that she's already behind. The twin slightly guilt trips her into bailing out of fun plans with her friends or family time, and instead gets her to spend ridiculous amount of hours with her laptop day and night, 7 days a week without a guilt-free break, just to unburden herself from never-ending tasks. Want to know my secret trick to keep Sumie suffering without a break, especially when she is the kind of person who loves freedom and quite the contrary to being obedient, as some of you may have noticed? This is how the magic line goes. Sumie, you're almost there. Suffer just for now for your better future. It'll be all worth it in the end. You'll be surprised to see how huge population in Japan is willing to mobilize themselves to suffer if the better future is quote-unquote promised by me. So please be careful with using this trick because it just works dangerously well. The crucial part of my job is to make sure that Sumie keeps producing quote-unquote good enough looking products at whatever cost. Even though human Sumie may not see much of her genuine heart in the final product that Machinalized Sumie has produced, that doesn't really matter as long as the final product gets positive feedback from others and leads Sumie to be asked to do similar tasks again. Human Sumie sighs quietly, dreading to spend many more hours in isolation without joy again, but I'll have a big grin on my face. The crucial trick here is to keep Sumie's feelings, such as her dilemmas and questioning feelings, all silenced, so that they nicely disappear into silence, as if they didn't exist in the first place. And that makes my work a lot easier, and the cycle of machinalization can keep feeding itself and never end. Do you want to know why it's important to keep Sumie busy and rushed without any peace of mind, exhausted, isolated, silenced, and heavily stressed? The answer is to keep Sumie desperate to unburden herself, so that she will easily buy into my slogan, suffer just for now for your better future, and keep applying that just get it done mentality to everything, every day. By doing so, Sumie is ultimately volunteering herself to repeat the cycle forever. This way, Sumie will never be able to afford the time, peace of mind, and good comrades to take a moment together to question the status quo, question me, imagine alternative possibilities, and invent better ways of doing things. This secures my long, thriving, happy life, and as it repeats the cycle and prevails in the society, it takes less and less work on my part. Do you know how I can tell if my machinalization is working properly? I pay careful attention to how many precious stories are being noticed and remembered by Sumie. If machinalization is working well, every day feels like a boring repetition, so Sumie cannot tell yesterday from today or last month from this month, cannot even remember one precious thing from what happened this morning. In that state, the time feels like at least 15 times faster than when Sumie used to live in Canada. That means that I did an excellent job. And last but not least, my boss Cappy always got my back and lent me all the popular discourses that allow me to get away with my immoral practices of scapegoating those who I machinalized. There are too many favorites, so I'll introduce some of them written in yellow. The first discourse is about a kind of adult that you should be by now. You are a respect-worthy member of society if you can manage to make yourself happy within the existing societal structure. If not, it may suggest the lack of your effort and ability, your mental weakness, or personality problems. You are not entitled to have rest or fun if you're not on top of your to-do list. The second type of discourse is about praising and honoring busyness as long as it's work-related. Being busy means that you are a well-valued, productive, or successful member of society. Good for you. Even if work might spill over into your private sphere out of necessity, don't ever let your private problems spill over into your work life. That is never acceptable. One-way pour-over only. The third type of discourse is about your worth as a worker being strictly determined by your productivity. Work is work. You don't have to feel happy, good, or interested about your work as long as you're doing the job right. Ultimately, even if you're so depressed from overworking and lost a reason to live or to struggle for, as long as you can keep that to yourself and manage your job well, the company won't judge you. At least not yet. Okay, that's all the secrets that I'm happy to share for now. Did you guys recognize me or any of my tricks? You might not, because I'm secretly very anal about customizing my tricks to suit the local context to disguise as friendly as face. So the effects on human can have a great variation, which makes my work nicely blend into any society in the world. Alright everybody, thank you for your attention and recognizing the significance of our work. We wish you all great busyness, success, and happiness in the future. I can't wait to come visit your town one day. Bye!